Guys, something is happening on Facebook and I need you all to listen. Ever since the news of Ayomide Adeleye broke out, we've come to learn of other victims that this boy, Ayomide Adeleye, may have killed. And right now, the internet, Facebook specifically, have started digging. They've started going through his post and they've started noticing a pattern. And I think this could help the police. So this is the Ayomide Adeleye, the serial killer, the one who is doing all this killing. And people have started noticing a pattern with all his victims. Through his Facebook account, it turns out that his victims, the girls he has killed, may have multiple things in common. First, they go to the same church. Secondly, they are his friends on Facebook. And he seemed to be really chatty with a lot of them. This is a conversation that was dug out between Sarah Jonathan and Ayomide, where they talked about, their relationship status, which we suspect that this is where they got closer. And since they go to the same church and they all live in Ikorodu, because that is another thing these girls seem to have in common. They live in Ikorodu, they go to his church, and they're his Facebook friend, commenting and relating on Facebook. Sometimes, because this Sarah Jonathan, along with Christina Idowu, which is the top girl there, were always tagged in some of his posts. And because of this, many Facebook users are now checking on some of the other girls on his Facebook list. Facebook users have stormed this guy's page, looking for clues and also checking up on all the other girls that were tagged in his posts, that follows him, that may have liked and commented on his previous pictures and posts, trying to see if any of them are still alive. And guess what? They found something. It turns out that some of the girls he follows on Facebook, who appear to live in Ikorodu and also seem to go to his church, were last seen posting on social media in 2022 and 2023. Many of these girls on this boy's page seem to have been absent from Facebook for as far back as 2022, which is making people suspicious. How do all these users on Facebook be so active and all of a sudden they stopped posting for 2-3 years? It's very suspicious and also very possible that they may be in the same shoe as this girl, Sarah Jonathan, because up until now, we'd never heard of this girl's case. We never heard anything. These kind of things, I say that sometimes a lot of the terrible and horrible crimes that happen are the ones that are not reported. This girl's case never came up. It was never on the news. It was never on the blogs. And she went missing over a year ago and no one heard anything until now that they are drawing connections to this boy. So what are the chances that other female friends of this guy on Facebook, who last posted between 2021 to 2023, have suffered the same fate? Especially if they lived in Ikorodu, and especially if they go to his church. Because you see this church, this boy's pictures, he goes to church more than anyone else. This is the biggest church goer I've seen on Facebook. A lot of his pictures were taken in church. So he's a Jesus boy. He is very active in church, as it seems, and takes pictures with a lot of the girls like we've seen on his Facebook. And many people are wondering where those girls are and if they're still alive or if they were ever reported missing under mysterious and shady circumstances. And it would be nice now for the church to start looking within themselves. How many girls have gone missing in the last 3-4 years? How many girls had died mysteriously in the last 3-4 years from their church? Because if they can look back and see if any of these girls had a connection with this boy, then we might be seeing ourselves one of the biggest serial killers in Africa right now, because this is crazy. And somebody drew my attention to a particular post of his, which is this one here he made in 2023. 10 is happening. A lot of people seem to be interpreting it as he was most likely asked or told by one Babalawo to bring 10 girls. And so, for what is what, I don't doubt it. As it stands now, maybe he was on a mission to get to kill 10 girls. And he was certain to do it. And his territory was most likely his church and the girls around him, who were young and vulnerable. And you gotta admit, he's a good-looking guy. We know that he's a monster, but his face looks like something that a lot of girls may fall for. Not to add that he is a church boy. He goes to church. He's active in church. He probably prays, takes the sermon, puts offering. He probably does something in the youth part of the church. Sometimes I'm also assuming maybe little girls too who go missing could also be linked to him, because if he can go for the adult ones, I'm sure the younger ones will be very easy for him. The church needs to come up now. The police need to do more digging, because this is bigger than Christian Idol. Thank God for her. Seems her spirit is so strong, and now she's exposing the deeds of this boy. It's just unfortunate that she too have to lose her life. It's so crazy. It's so weird, because we've seen crazy things, but this one seems to be on another level. Only God knows how many more this boy would have gone on to kill if this hadn't blown up on his face. We are yet to hear about the body recovery. We're still yet to hear if there are more victims. Hopefully the police are doing their job, trying to uncover how many people may know or may not have known about his situation, especially from his family, given that he did possibly most of the killing in his family house or in his father's house per se. So we need to see bodies. It's going to be bundles of bones. They are going to go to a mass grave and dig out multiple bones or decomposing bodies of the victims that this monster have killed. And the Facebook people are not stopping. They are going through all 535 friends of his, especially the girls, the ones who live in Ikorodu, the ones who seem to take pictures with him, the ones who he seemed to tag a lot, the one who seemed to go to his church or take pictures around his church area. Those are the ones that people are checking on. And many of them posted last in 2022 and 2023. Some of them as far back as 2021. So where are those girls? Where are they? Did they just quit Facebook and went on TikTok? Or are they somewhere in this boy's father's backyard?